I never thought I'd be the kind of man to follow his wife. But that night, something inside me told me to trust my gut. Claire had said she was going on a girls' night. I wanted to believe her, but the way she avoided eye contact, the way she dressed just a little too carefully, it didn't add up. So I drove downtown, parked a block away from the hotel, and waited. When I saw her walk through the revolving doors with a man's hand on her lower back, my world froze. It wasn't imagination. It wasn't insecurity. It was betrayal. I followed them far enough to see what I needed. The laughter, the elevator ride up, the way she leaned into him like she used to lean into me. My chest ached as if someone had driven a knife straight through. I didn't storm in. I didn't shout. I just turned around and walked back to my car, numb. But fate wasn't finished with me that night. As I left the parking lot, I noticed a woman sitting in her car, gripping the steering wheel so tightly her knuckles were white. Her eyes were locked on the same hotel entrance. I knew instantly. She was here for the same reason I was. I tapped on her window gently. She jumped, then rolled it down. "You too?" I asked quietly. Her lips trembled before she nodded. "That's my husband." She pointed toward the hotel. We stood there in silence, two strangers connected by the same heartbreak. Finally, she introduced herself. "I'm Rachel." "Daniel," I said, shaking her hand. The pain in her eyes mirrored mine. She let out a bitter laugh. "Funny, isn't it? We gave them everything, and now we're the ones standing out here in the cold." Something in me shifted. I didn't want to sit in the shadows of their betrayal. I didn't want to cry alone. "Rachel," I said slowly, "do you want to get out of here? Away from this?" She hesitated, then whispered, "Yes, please." The next morning, while Claire and her lover probably woke up in their expensive hotel suite, Rachel and I were boarding a flight. I didn't even think twice. I booked 2 tickets to Hawaii, using the vacation days I had saved for years. Rachel looked stunned as we sat on the plane. "Are you sure about this? We barely know each other." I smiled faintly. "We know enough. We know they don't deserve us. And maybe that's all we need right now." The ocean breeze in Hawaii felt like medicine. For the first time in months, I breathed without heaviness. Rachel and I walked the beaches, talked late into the night, and shared stories of our broken marriages. There was no romance, no rushing into anything. Just 2 wounded souls helping each other remember what it felt like to laugh, to trust, to be seen. One evening, sitting by the shore, Rachel turned to me with tears in her eyes. "Daniel, thank you. If you hadn't shown up that night, I don't know how I would have survived this." I placed a hand over hers gently. We saved each other. By the time we flew back, we weren't magically healed, but we were stronger. Strong enough to walk into our lives with dignity. Claire begged when she realized I knew. She cried, promised, pleaded, but I was done. I filed for divorce, my head held high. Rachel did the same with her husband. Months later, we met again, not as victims, but as friends who walked through fire and come out alive. And maybe, just maybe, something new was beginning between us. But even if it didn't, I already had what I needed. Peace, strength, and a reminder that betrayal doesn't define us. Sometimes, when life breaks you, healing comes from the most unexpected places, even from the person sitting in the car next to yours, crying over the same hotel door.